Hey sellers, I hope you're doing well. So I thought I'm just gonna do a very quick recording for the entire first sales video so that you can learn how powerful this system is really turning out, especially the version 2, which is now official. So I'm gonna quickly walk through the entire video so that you can learn how powerful this is and you can set up accounts and launch your campaign in a matter of just minutes. To begin with, you'll be greeted with this particular uh, onboarding. So I'm just going to quickly fill it up and I'm just going to name it firstsales.io. And once this is done, I'm just going to quickly hit the next button. I'm going to make it a sales team 20 plus SaaS industry next, and boom, as you can see in just few seconds the onboarding is done. So now what I'm going to do next is I am going to be creating a new list and I'm going to call it demo. Now in this one I'm just going to upload a test project over here, test file, and I'm just going to name it let's say United States, or I'll just call it US to be better. You'll see the mapping and everything has been done automatically, and boom, the contact has now been uploaded. Also, at the same time, you can create segments, which is one of the most powerful feature inside First Sales that not a single cold outreaching company currently has. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to call it demo 01 once again. And here I'm just going to create a segmentation that says tax included US. Now this is where the power of tagging comes into picture. You can combine, do various permutation combinations. Just hit save and right away you can see that the segmentation starts happening right away. It generally takes like few seconds to few minutes depending upon how big the list is, and you will see the yellow bar is now gone, which means the segmentation is now fully completed. I'll come to the settings. I'll leave it to default, or you can change it. I can also invite my team members. Here you can see the entire health space of your product in terms of your workspace, in terms of what's going on, what's not going on, so you can check all of those things. Now come to the mail and let's add a mail over here very quickly. So from first sales, and here I'll be adding count here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly copy this password and I'm going to paste it over here, and voila, as you can see this is being uploaded. You can ignore this part. This is the beta feature that we have that is only accessible to the staff of the company right now at the moment, which is us. So this just helps us to like test things out live on the server at the same time. So email warm, as you can see, it's coming up very soon. So now just enable tracking and enable sending. So I'm so proud to say that we are the only provider that gives you an option to track your reply to. So at that point of stage, you don't want to send out, you just want to track replies, so you can do that. Also, you can check on the logs when you start getting the logs. And here you see like a bunch of options. There are more options coming out. This is again unreleased. So here you can update your entire, and this is a very exciting feature that's coming up very soon, which is adding a global limit. So you can actually limit how many emails you want to send out per minute. This is a amazingly beautiful feature because again you control how many emails you want to send out from your system. Again, this is very powerful. This is coming very soon. So moving on to the next one. So I'll come back, and now that this is done, I'll come over here and I'll start creating my very first campaign. I'll call it like again demo campaign 01, and I'll come over here and the segment that we have just created, we'll just select that, hit the save button. Now you'll see something very interesting over here, that in this contact preview we segment your contact based on Gmail, based on Zoho, based on Microsoft. So we just start segmenting all of your contacts. As you can see, the segmentation is now done. Now why this is so very powerful, because when you add your mail accounts, we will see and match the provider with the the mail provider of your contact list. So we'll try to match them. So if you are sending emails from Gmail, uh, your contact list is on Gmail as well. So we'll match that up. Now, why this is so very important? Based on our testing, we have seen that you can increase your deliverability rate by about 72% by making sure that your ESP matches your contact list ESP, because it's the same IP address. So when that happens, your conversions, your deliverability is generally very high. So if you see a lot of contacts from Microsoft or Zoho, we would highly recommend them adding them up. Microsoft integration, SMTP integration is coming before the end of the month, but if you guys want, just drop a comment and we will be happy to push it up further for you. Now over here you can see this CC BCC option. This is where the reply to option is pretty handy. So let's say that if you've added a lot of accounts over here and this is not this email, this is some other email, then in that case, what you can do is you can just add this over here and enable tracking for only this domain. So what for this email address. So what's going to happen with this is you will be getting all of the replies from all of the accounts that are being sent under one roof. Also, we help you auto rotate all your emails. So if you have uploaded all your contact list over here, you can add like 10 accounts, 20 accounts, 30 accounts, depending upon the plan that you have. You can add all of them over here and we'll distribute the load across those um, email addresses to ensure that you are growing. Now, once that is done, we also give you an option of send text only. Here, if you select this, the tracking gets disabled. Now, why do you want to do this? And this is personally my favorite feature because I honestly do not care about someone who has clicked or opened the email. What I generally care about is actually hitting the inbox and getting a reply. So when you disable this, you generally improve your potential of you hitting your inbox of your prospect by about 60% because it just sends plain text. There is no bold, there is no link, there is nothing. It's just plain text, and any ESP prefers that. The power and the future of email outreaching is going to be one-to-one email text personalization, which means you add in a lot of details about them, your prospect, their pain point, everything inside the email. That is going to be the future. Speaking of that, the one-to-one AI personalization feature is coming very soon inside Firstsales. You just gotta have to wait for another few weeks, and it will be out there as well. Another very interesting feature. For now, I'll just disable this. Another very interesting feature that we have is called as prioritization. So, what is prioritization? Generally, what happens is you make money and you get replies when you do more follow-ups and not when you send emails to new and fresh prospects. So just make sure that you select this. And what we do is we automatically prioritize, and our AI is designed in a way where we prioritize your follow-ups and not your new sends, right? Or we'll send a very tiny bit of new emails to new contacts, but we'll be prioritizing your email credits from your ESP to be spent on follow-up because that's where the money is made. Then over here, you will see that we have the scheduler option. So what you can do is you can schedule when you want to send out your emails to. So generally what I say is schedule from like 9 a.m. to like 12 p.m. for an example. Then add an interval for lunch because no one is interested in reading those emails. So send out the next email from 2 p.m. to about 6 p.m. That's it. Here, keep the emails low in the morning because again, no one is interested, and bump up your emails during the afternoon time. And as you can see, right away we'll tell you that within like every 3 minutes we'll be sending emails here. Approximately around 12 minutes we'll be sending emails. Now I'll just hit the copy button and boom, everything is there. If you want to remove Sunday, Saturday, just remove these very quickly and hit the save button. Now once this is done, come to the AI form and just fill this up so that we get more information about you, what you're doing, how you're doing things. So for now, I'll just be using a demo form over here. Now that my demo form has been filled up, just make sure that you fill up with this right ICP. One very important tip that I'm going to give you guys is make sure that whenever you're launching campaign, launch one campaign per ICP. That means if SaaS companies are your prospects, only launch one campaign for SaaS companies. If agencies is your prospect, launch another campaign for just agencies because you don't want to mix up as every prospect generally has got a very different problem statement in general. So you don't want to mix up and offer the same pitch to them. So now that this is done, what I'm going to do next over here is I'm just going to hit this button because I've already given enough data. So check this out, unlock the power of lead generation, try Firstsales now. But what I'm going to do is I am not a huge fan of joyful. I'm a huge fan of sarcastic and funny tone. I just love that tone, right? So I'm going to come back over here. I'm going to hit this button. Let's just check it out what it produces in a few seconds. Spend less time on lead gen. Firstsales.io can help you with that. It's a good one. Let's try some more. Let's see what kind of results are being produced. Feeling lucky. Let's see what Firstsales can do. I love this. I love this. See this. It's targeting agencies, right? I've specifically written that this is for lead gen agencies only. So I'm going to create a campaign where I'm going to be uploading like 1,000 prospects, and I'm just going to upload data and prospects of lead generation agencies only. Once that is done, come here. Let's create some pretext. Check this out. Lucky you. Firstsales.io is here to say the day. So if this is preview text, this is generally shown below your subject line. So make sure you add that. Now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to add a quick greeting very quickly. Let's see what kind of greeting it makes. So check this out. Feeling lucky once again. and I'm gonna come over here and then I'm gonna create the AI content. Generally, this is where it takes a little time for the very first time. It can take like anywhere from like few seconds to up to a minute as well, because it's trying to understand what tone do you want, and it tries to matches the content right from year to year. See this now. This is done. I'm gonna come over here. I'm gonna read that content in just a moment. Meanwhile, I'm gonna add the first name as one of the custom variables. I'm gonna copy this and I'm gonna paste this. So here you go. I am also gonna do this. I'm going to add this at the front. So I'm just going to say, Udit, feeling lucky, something like that, right? That's the goal over here. So now that this is done, what we're going to do is just read out the email very quickly. After all, it's all about throwing your email list into the spotlight and get seen by the right people. And lucky for you, we have got your back at Firstsales.io. Our innovative email outreaching platform brings you amazing features like A/B split testing, AI content, AI email scheduling, partial list cleaning, and auto email rotation. We have done the work, so you don't have to. You sit back and watch us as your lead gen campaigns start rolling in. So if you are for a smooth ride into the world of unbeatable lead gen success, let's schedule a demo call, because that was a CTA that I had given. Once that is done, I'm simply gonna come here and say best regards, Udit Goenka, CEO for Sales.io, and I'm just gonna add a line over here as well. So this way I have this written. Now what I'm gonna do next is I'm just gonna create like two follow-ups. Again, I don't want to go crazy. As you can see here, the subject is disabled because it's just gonna add re in front of it, and here you can just create like some follow-up pieces of content as well. Once this is done, just move on over here and create these contents. Now apart from this, you can also create A/B testing over here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come over here and I'm just gonna create this new subject line over here so that it can check. See this, ready to 10x. Now this is a good one, right? So this is how you can do like split testing. You can keep on adding to see which subject line is going to perform very well for you. So now once this is done, if you feel like you want to have a larger sequence, right, like two follow up, third follow up, fourth follow up, fifth follow up, sixth follow up, seventh follow up, and eighth follow up. So after the first email, you want to send 8 follow-ups after 3 days each. You can test out which one works better. Don't trust anyone except for data. Whatever data says, check that. Now, once that is done, just hit the start button, and you would right away see that we have this entire queue planner will show you all the data in terms of who is getting the email, whether the email was sent or not, what's happening, the follow-up schedule, everything. Like we're the only provider in the world to have this queue planner and like sending queue planner and scheduler, and to show this to you how powerful the system is. Once that is done, come to the analytics. We give you 16 KPI touch points. You can go through each of those touch points and you can actually walk through and see like which sequence is performing better, which email has performed better. You'll get all kinds of data once the data starts rolling in. So this in nutshell is Firstsales.io. We would love to welcome you. Check out the platform. It's incredibly powerful right now. We have seen a lot of signups happening in the first week of the soft launch. Come in, people are already getting prospects. They're already closing more deals, and if you are not closing deals, your competitors will. So grab the deal right now. Go to firstsales.io, sign up right now, and start generating leads so that your pipeline never run dry ever in life. I'll come back with another video very soon. Until then, thank you so much. I'm Udit Goenka, the founder and CEO of First Sales. Happy selling, everyone.